It all.
Nah, I was going more for Soul Man.
Oh, see, I ain't sleeping. Look, now we got a
Bruh.
cold open, just like that. Dog me.
Bruh, on everything. Like I can't believe you ain't seen that movie. But I don't feel bad for you though, because there's a couple people that haven't. But bro, it ain't a person I ain't told to go watch that movie Soul Man that ain't came back and said, "Hey, bro, that's like automatic top five funniest movies ever."
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make an effort to check it out this week.
Uh, I'm not tripping. If you do watch it, it won't be the last time. Guaranteed. Like that movie's just that
let me
damn funny,
let me Google it right now and see what source got it. So man,
bruh.
2008.
NRA, Negro Retard Association.
Hey, don't do that.
Nah, bro, that's
Oh, that's from the movie.
yeah, bro. Like that's you the dog,
Um.
motherfucker.
Oh, I ain't got no excuse. It's on Tubi.
Is it,
That's according to Google, right? You can't see my phone, but according to
bruh?
Google, it's on Tubi.
Um, Finna go watch it tonight
He said it's for the free already.
for the free. Oh, I'm going to watch it. It's Negro. When you
It might
had
be
it
on
on there,
Amazon.
the full movie, I used to go in there and watch it.
It might be on Amazon Prime too.
No, I know it's on Amazon
All right.
Prime. They're gonna get that money for it though.
All right, let's do it. Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Brad.
I'm Fred.
Man, all right, let's do this again. Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Brad.
I'm Fred. What happened with the
Why you
first one?
got why you got this long gap in there, dog? You got a burp?
It ain't no. I said I'm Fred. Once you done, like might be a delay coming
Is
across
it
this
delayed?
speaker.
Maybe it's
I,
delayed.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, what did I just say? One, two, three.
One, two, three.
Oh, it's hella delayed. All right.
Not
Welcome to
hella
What's Happening.
delayed.
It is. Or you just slow. Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Brad.
I'm Fred. I just play.
This
I
is the show
had
we talk
to.
about what's happening. What's happening with you, dog?
Hey, I'm chilling, man. I'm just back. You know what I'm saying? We had an impromptu trip last week, so I'm back in my domain, in my bed. You know, sometimes when you leave the house for a week, sleeping on a couch, it ain't it. You
Yeah.
just be like, I just want to go home. So back home, we chilling. Had work, had basketball practice, so I'm back in the saddle. What's good with your family? Good. We chilling this way.
Yeah, man. We all right overall, man. Had a little I didn't get a chance to tell you. Had a little situation happen up here. I'll tell you about it offline. I ain't gonna put it out here on the interwebs, but we all
On the
good now.
World Wide Web.
But yeah, man, kind of had me messed up a little bit in the head. But we good. We all right though, you know. Um season two. Let's do it. Season two of
Season
what's
two.
happening. We got to get into it, y'all. I'm gonna just go and jump right into the docket, and we got a full docket. We're gonna try to get it done at a reasonable time, y'all. And that's just me wasting time. Let's talk about FTX. Let's talk about this crypto. FTX crashed. So this article is from Fox News. FTX faces criminal probe in Bahamas after company collapses and loses $1 billion in crypto. I'll read a little bit of the article. Cryptocurrency exchange FTX is facing a criminal inquiry in the Bahamas after the company filed for bankruptcy and essentially collapsed last week. Co-founded by former crypto billionaire and top Democratic donor Sam Bankman-Fried, reported that roughly $1 billion in crypto had vanished due to unauthorized transactions. The company is based in the Bahamas, filed for bankruptcy last week, leading to an investigation from the country's Security Commission. Bloomberg reported on Sunday. So, did you get a chance to see that, peep into what's going on with it? What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I truly don't think there's much they're gonna find unless where they say that Mr. Freed. I'm not gonna say Mr. Sam Freed. I ain't gonna get into his whole name, but Mr. Freed, I think it was either 10 million or 10 billion he transferred into his research company Alameda of the customer's money.
Okay.
Not company's money, not, you know, bailout funds, not any of that sort. It's actual customers' monies from what it's rumored to be. If that's true, then, you know, there probably will be some repercussion of payback. But generally in these situations, if it's not like embezzlement or something to that nature, you know, I don't think a whole lot's gonna come about it. And then you have a Bahama company, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a US state or outlier. I'm not gonna say state, but
Territory.
outlier territory. Yeah, there, thank you. It's US property either way. But the thing is, crypto isn't heavily regulated, you know, to
Oh, I just Googled real quick. I mean, interrupt you, bro. Um, but the Bahamas are not, never have been part of the U.S. It's an independent country that's part of the Commonwealth, having gained its independence from Britain in 1973. So it is not
okay.
part of U.S.
That's dope to know because I know you can go there with just a birth certificate. You don't need a passport. So that's what made me think it was U.S. property. So appreciate that for correcting me. But either way, crypto, you know what I'm saying, is not as heavy regulated like stocks in the stock market. They're trying to, but there's been numerous of cases of immense amount of crypto money just being vanished, as what they're saying here is happening with FTX. It was a big crypto um, currency that basically vanished.
Right.
So, with that being the case, I mean, I know average Joe Blows who've lost their money in this situation, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? Their wallets or their key accounts is lost if their wallet's not protected. So, in the sense of things, I don't see like no huge lawsuit or like big scam or Ponzi scheme coming out of it because it was done in crypto, and a lot of people know their money's not protected in crypto. So in that situation, I don't see a whole lot you can do about it, you know, unless they can prove that he took that 10 million or 10 billion, whatever it was, of the customer's money and put it over into his research account. Then, you know, you may have something there, but that's about to the extent of it.
Yeah, and I think it's about um, it's going to be relative to what the laws are in the Bahamas because it's not. I'm just thinking about it from an American perspective. If it's not regulated here in any capacity, I don't know what can be done. And man, AB would have been the perfect person to jump in on this topic with his wealth of
Yeah.
knowledge. Shout out, bro. But man, I just kind of feel like you know, if you jump into crypto and you don't, I mean, you know the risk, right?
Facts. I mean, you know
Um,
the risk with stocks and bonds. So
right.
when you get into crypto, you're in a whole nother ball game.
It's
You know what
it's
I
a
mean?
whole nother level of volatility for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel bad for folks that lost their money. At the same time, I don't even know.
And I mean, I only feel bad if their money was stolen rightfully. You know what I'm saying? But if it was a risk and a loss, I can't even say I feel bad. We take chances every day. That's a part of it.
I dig
Whether
it.
you gambling, whether you in stocks and bonds, whether you're in forex, whether you're in crypto, it's all volatile and it's all, you know, saying a risk. Even the ones they say is the safest can still go under. So I mean,
Yeah,
if you out there, I'm a risky person. I like risk. I like taking chances. So I can't say I feel sorry unless your money was just outright stolen. Like, and I ain't gonna say like, oh, it was in a wallet or something that was stolen. I'm saying like, okay, the CEO manipulated the system and stole your money, but Other than that, if it was on a rise and fall, if it was on a company just flat out, you know what I'm saying, went down,
Right.
it's the risk we take.
Yeah, man. It's crazy stuff, man. The way that stuff works out, man. So I mean, I just hope for the best for everybody. I mean, and it's a lesson to watch what you're doing, watch where you put your money at, um, and don't look for the get rich quick scheme. And I know it's kind of hard to not go for that when you see people winning billions of dollars on Powerballs and Mega Millions and stuff like that. But be careful with it. That's
Yeah.
really all I can say.
All I can
I
say
did.
is the odds are you'll have fun.
Yeah, I mean, I jumped into on a significantly smaller scale. Obviously, I jumped in on Dogecoin back in 2020 when it was like pieces of a penny per share, and I ended up putting like 20-25 bucks on it. Had a bunch of it. Bought a little bit more. It jumped up, stayed flat, then randomly jumped up one day. I got to the point where I probably had $100 in, and it was worth about $1,000. I think I sold at like 500. I just got out of, or 600 or 700. Got out of it, was done. Had a little fun with it, made a little money. Hey, done
And
with
that's
it.
what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Some people is smart enough to get in and get out, and
Yeah.
some people wants to hold for forever. I know
Hey,
I was at work with a guy, and he always make this joke. Well, if Dogecoin, goes like they say, I'll quit tomorrow. And I was like, buddy
right,
boy, that ain't
right.
happening.
I mean, and then on the other, there's this other. I don't even know the name of it, bro. I'm about to log into the app right now, real quick. There was this other crypto that I bought into like early 2021. Stellar.
Yeah,
I
I've
bought
heard
into it.
about that one.
I bought into it for like $25 right now. I got $6. We'll tell you this, this is what it is,
Hey,
dog.
even now, it's like the gambling guys be watching. Oh, we let you win here, but we gonna balance you here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on, man. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen on this one. This teacher was wilding in his classroom. I'm gonna share my screen real quick so those of you that are watching will be able to see it. You can see my screen, right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
All right, bet. Here we go. Go ahead and hit play.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh, I said
Wait, no, let me
Hey, look.
finish.
Hey, look.
So white is better than all.
No, let me finish. You
Go
finish.
ahead.
Hey,
I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about
hey,
it.
I'm not racist though. I like all types of kinds.
Did I say I don't like people?
People only think
Wait,
that.
so you said you are what? You are
You
racist?
saying you're like
You're
I think
racist?
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, like, you said you are racist.
I did. I did. Yeah, I'm trying to be honest.
Yes, I'm racist.
No, I'm not saying it again. I've said it enough.
So you're
I
racist.
think I should like before you stop speaking.
Yes, you
Get it.
Put your phone up.
I respected
I'm
you.
putting
I
the
actually
phone up.
respected you for a while, but like
I'm putting
now
the phone up.
I don't even got no more respect for you.
Put it up.
Yeah, for real. I don't think I got respect for him no more, bro.
You know, you should have more respect. D.
Go ahead.
Yo, why you keep playing with me? like, I don't know if you just be like, okay, let's see how we can poke the bear without waking him up. But nah, you're gonna have people like that. You are, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, it's horrible that he thinks that way. But I'm gonna look at by the greatness of his head and the wrinkles on his skin and of his age, he was raised that way.
Oh yeah.
And I've said this in old podcasts before we were live on air. You're still gonna have people that were raised that way, that believe that way, and it's dying out, and there's fewer and fewer and fewer. But at the same time, I feel like there's still more than what we believe there to be.
Oh yeah.
You know, so, but when I'm not gonna say America's built off of racism,
Oh, why not?
but I mean, it has a lot to do with it. And when you grow up believing that your race was superior because of what history that they teach you in school, and now these are the same people that decided to be the ones to influence your kids,
Mm-hmm.
that will be the leaders of our generation going further, so that they can it's so funny.
For those listening,
I,
Michelle in the comments, shout out Michelle. She said racism is as American as apple pie.
and it's crazy she say that, because the company I work for, we have a EOM, which is end of month meeting, which I'll be at Thursday. And in every EOM, our CEO writes in it, basically, our company, you know, goes with what they want to say. It goes with like apple pie and ice cream, or baseball and hot dogs. So it's just kind of funny that, you know, she said racism is American as apple pie, because I hear a different slogan, but I like that one better. It's more fitting. But it's true. You know, these people are raised that way. I've been in plenty of jobs and scenarios where people who are raised that way, people who think that way, feel obligated in a sense to share in different ways that this is how they feel. You know, so I you know, that video is horrible, but we know that there's people like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, because we can just see more now.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Will Smith. More. Now we know that these same people are trying to influence our children to help save this thought or ideology, should I say.
Yeah, you kind of cut out there, at least on my end for a second, but I think you said shout out to Will, and I think you were referencing Will Smith, where he talked about police brutality, and he said this police brutality isn't new; it's just now being filmed. Um, and I think that's what you were referencing. Did I catch a little bit enough to
Yeah,
get that
basically
right?
I just said it's
Yeah,
seen more now, but yes, it's same
yeah,
difference.
yeah. And you know, you mentioned that, and I think back to this triggered a lot to me. So in the part of the video where he said, and I'm paraphrasing his words at this point, but he said, not only do I think this way, I think that everybody thinks this way. It really harkened my mind back to the beginning of the Black Lives Matter movement, where you had people responding, hey, all lives matter. But then it was like it was a rebuttal or a rebuke of Black Lives Matter, and it was those people believed that people were saying Black Lives Matter only or Black Lives Matter more, when it meant, hey, Black Lives Matter too, because the Black lives are the ones that are in the apparent and visible danger right now. And it really just harkened, it really harkened my mind back to that place in 2013, 2014, 2012. And then when I began to think about that, I began to think about that again when you were talking just now, um, how um, you were saying that like it's not new. This stuff has never gone away. I can remember thinking, you know, more than a decade
Dogs
ago.
get fed.
I remember thinking more than a decade ago that, um, you know, we were just kind of waiting on the last little bit of old people to die off, and you know, racism would essentially die, and how horribly incorrect that was. And people like this is taught, just like you said it's taught, and it still continues even to this day. So
I'm not gonna say it's horribly incorrect. I just think we may have thought it would be sooner than what it would be. Will there always be some form of it? Maybe so. But it will be a while before it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Because it is taught, because it is passed down. This, you know what I'm saying, makes it one of those thoughts where it's like, you know, I think we think that because we see a lot more mixed races that, you know, eventually that this is gonna die and it's gonna go away.
yeah.
But you know, ideally, we still have to understand that there's places that races don't mix as much or at all.
You know what? And not even having a mixed race even matters, because I think I talked about it before. I used to work with this guy. I did tell the story before on an earlier podcast episode. Worked with this guy. We were at our annual meetings in Vegas. It's our team is mostly men. Actually, at this point, our team, the Detroit team, was all men at this point. And we looked over, and there were some beautiful looking women, and we were like, "Hey, look at the women." And the one dude was like, "Oh man, forget that, they black," and he's mixed. And I was like, I was thrown off. I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Man, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going." And I was just like, "What?" Like, I didn't understand that. So I mean, there are black people that hate themselves. So
Well, I mean, and it's funny you say that because I literally just seen a post kind of the other way around on Facebook that somebody shared, and it said, I just don't get how you could date somebody that would have sold you back in the day.
I saw that post.
I was like, ooh, that's real spicy
What?
there.
Look, dude, I'm married to a white woman. When I see that, I just have to laugh, dog. Like, what can I do?
What you gonna do? Like any other brother, it's not her who would have sold me. It's her father or her
Oh, you
or
ain't
her
right.
mother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the ladies were still sneaking the shack. These mixed babies ain't just starting nowadays. It's just
Look here.
Look, we all seen life.
Look here. The lighter you are, the easier it is to find your white roots. Just all right. Let's go to the next topic on that one. Man, I might get banned saying that one, and TikTok might get banned too. You got to read that article a little bit. So this started back in 2020. So this is the piece I was going to tell you about before we got on air. I was like, I'll just save it for on air, right? So Trump was holding rallies. 2020 was our last presidential election. Trump was holding rallies, and I wasn't on TikTok at this point in my life. My wife was, my white wife. And I remember she was telling me about it. But I guess what had happened is that if you wanted to register for a rally, wherever he was going to be, I guess it was free. I don't know. I've never gone to any political rallies. Um, but I guess it was free to go. You just had to register to get a seat, right? And I guess the TikTok trend was go get a seat, go register, get a seat, not show up. And I guess Trump had a rally somewhere where like nobody showed up. And then about a week or so later is when he announced that he didn't want, like he was calling out TikTok that it lacked security. It should be banned in the US and things of that nature. And I remember the social media backlash was that like, hey, you aren't worried about security. You're just mad because they messed up your rally. I don't know if you remember if you saw any of this at all. The reason I remember it so prominently is because
I just remember he was heavy on banning TikTok.
well, yeah, he was
That's
heavy on
all I
banning
really
TikTok.
remember.
He was going after TikTok. And the social media reaction was, "You don't care about security. You're mad. You're throwing a temper tantrum." And I remember the reason I remember it so vividly is because I went on my Facebook and I was like, "Hey, y'all know me. I don't rock with Trump at all, but he's the president of the United States. If there's legitimate security concerns, shouldn't he be trying to do something about it? Is that not literally his job? And then some people are like, yeah, like he should be trying to do his job, but this is not why he's trying to do it. I'm like, okay, I don't want to defend him, but like I don't get it. Anyway, it was supposed to be like they were trying to get Microsoft to buy it, and that just didn't
Yep.
happen, and it just kind of sat in limbo for the last couple of years. And then about a month ago, maybe not quite a month ago, but an not SEC, some sort of prominent government position that gets appointed by a president, um, said, "Hey, TikTok should be banned, or something needs to happen to TikTok because it's not secure." Now, I know you're not on TikTok, are you, at all?
No.
Okay.
My lady's on TikTok. Not me.
Let me tell you how TikTok is, because you're not on it, you don't use it. People will send you TikToks. If you're not on TikTok and people send you TikToks, you probably hate it. You probably think it's stupid, right? I will tell you that my wife sent me TikToks for 6, 7, 8 months, and I laughed at one. I mean, it was at least 3 times a week. You got to see this. You got to watch this. This is hilarious. And I would just be hitting her with just a stone face, like, what's going on, right? That app learns you better than any app I've ever seen in my life. I have seen some targeted ads on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. I've seen targeted content everywhere. It does not hit like it does with the TikTok content. TikTok sends me food, music, mixes, gospel mixes, encouraging messages, the kind of politics that everything that I want to see. And it is an endless feed of it. So obviously to get that kind of information, they know they got my information from somewhere, right?
Facts.
So yeah, it probably needs to be banned or something. Michelle said TikTok got me in a chokehold. Once you download it, it's that thing. Once you download basketball highlights, oh my God.
And see, that's the main reason I don't download TikTok, because I know the amount of time I catch myself on Reels on Facebook.
You be on the Reels.
And I mean, I watch them and I should be posting them as much as trying to pay me for it, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, good evening, Trina. I just know I would spend probably just as much time as I spend on Facebook on Reels, on TikTok watching their stuff. So
you'll spend more time on TikTok, bro.
And that's partially why I won't watch it. And then the second thing was, I don't know where, don't quote me. It could be fake, but I doubt it. But I seen a post that said American TikTok is not the same as Chinese TikTok.
Oh, I believe it.
And that there is what also kept me away from TikTok. Like when I did start thinking like, should I not join, look at it, whatever. And I'm like, no, because from my understanding, and it goes to what you were saying, how the targeted ads and what they show you and what's on your reel of talks is for you. But for Chinese people, they do not let garbage come across their TikTok. Their stuff is informational, stuff you can learn, like cultural. But very much of it is like junk, just crap.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's also like the Chinese government, which is a whole nother discussion on how they control information.
And I get that, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when you look at it, because like reading that article, it speaks of the brainwashing and the, influence that it has. And then I take that and I look at my kids and I can see where they say that and how or why they tailor the Chinese version of the TikTok than they do the American version. I'm not saying that they're just shooting you a bunch of crap, but it's not as controlled probably as it is for their kids and their adults and what they see. And that's the only reason.
But it's like that's just a whole like it's probably too loose everywhere else, but in China the whole internet is a whole
And I mean, yeah, I get it, you know,
Look,
I'm pretty sure
we ain't
I
got
know
no
where you're
streams in
going.
China. I promise you that. We ain't gonna. We ain't got no visitors in China.
Listen,
I seen all kinds of countries when we was doing data for the episodes. Not
no
one.
love.
No love in China.
You know what I'm
Hey.
saying? And that's and to think you were to see the point, you think you might have had a Chinese friend through that thing, but you know.
Hey, not the ones that say it. Man. Yeah, I don't even think they're allowed to have Facebook there. Anyway, man, let's I mean, we'll see what happens. You know, TikTok is coming under. Oh, and the part that I wanted to highlight is I forget the name of the position that the guy from a few weeks ago called out, saying that TikTok it should be banned. I forget his name. I forget what government job it is. But the part that I wanted to point out is that this is a Republican, but when Biden came into office, he reappointed some Republicans. He renominated some Republicans to their position, and then they got approved with the Democratic
You talking about
Senate,
for
Democratic
cabinet or
majority,
whatnot?
whatever, right? Not so much his cabinet, because for your cabinet, you hire people, but there's like other positions like SEC and he kept a lot of Republicans. That was like his whole thing, right? So when he was Trump's guy, he said this needs to happen. Trump said this needs to happen. 2 years later, he's Biden's guy, still saying it needs to happen. So we might see something happening within the next year or two with TikTok. It's interesting to see how that'll happen. You know, it might get banned. They might force ByteDance, that's the name of the company that owns
Yeah, I
TikTok.
seen that.
Might force ByteDance to sell it.
ByteDance.
Yeah.
Which that does make me wonder, and we can get off the topic, but I can't remember. It may have been 3 or 4 years ago, and I want to say it was like a Super Bowl commercial, but I could be wrong. It was a Chinese commercial, and basically they had like said on the commercial that they own the U.S. in so many words. You know what I'm saying? Called us slow, whatever, and said they own us. It like no BS. 'Cause I looked at the commercial and I was like, damn, this shit might be over with. Like they really had me thinking to that nature, like, damn, like for whatever reason. And it just makes me wonder if they feel that way or can say that, because we know a lot of our stuff is made out of China. So we're a lot of resources coming from there. So let's cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me tell you this real quick. Jackson just asked me last week.
I seen the post.
He just asked me last week for podcast listeners. My son asked me, Dad, why is everything made in China? And I'm just like, boy, I'm proud you paying attention.
You should have told him, because you could pay him 10 cents on the dollar and they'll get you whatever you want in 30 minutes or less.
I ain't ready to explain how slave labor works to you just yet, son. You 9. I want you to just keep playing a little bit of Mario Kart, just a little bit longer.
Life, what you say. But you know what I'm saying? It just makes me feel like if they feel in that manner that they own us or whatever, and we do bring a lot of companies there and keep them employed, and you know they can live on less of a dollar than what we can. How can we force them to sell a company? You know what I'm saying? Like, where does that come in where we had that type of right to go over there and be like, oh, I don't like this?
Well, I guess my guess would be is that they're probably making a ton of money off of American sponsorships, American, you know, brands that are using TikTok, things of that with you. So if you say you don't sell it, we're gonna ban it out of the States, and then there goes your money. So you may as well sell it. You know, say, hey, you gonna get down, or you gonna lay down, and if you lay down, you gonna stay down.
Beanie Siegel said best. You know what I'm saying?
I may not have seen Soul Man, but I seen that movie.
Stay proud. Oh, product of your environment, I guess. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, you follow the money, you get some answers. That's for sure. Moving on, bro.
Yeah, man. So this next story is actually really, really old, and I didn't see it until yesterday. But back in April, Mayor Curtis Hayes. He's a black recipient of an NAACP Diversity Award. He signed a proclamation delegating April as Confederate History Month in Livingston, Tennessee.
If any black folks in Livingston, Tennessee, you shouldn't be living in Tennessee. And I'm just saying.
I'm just saying they just voted
in
slavery
all-
off the ballot. Off the Constitution. Wait, did they? Did it? It failed somewhere.
That's
It may have
the
failed in
better
Tennessee.
question. What states didn't pass it?
It was on 5 states. 4 of them passed it. 1 of them didn't.
Disappointing in you niggas. I can say that, right?
Wait. See, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I'm pulling up. I got an article from NBC right now. What it does say. Constitutions are cool. Voters in 3 states approved ballot measures that will change their state constitutions to prohibit slavery and involuntary servitude as punishment for crime. Louisiana, they rejected it, so it still stays on the ballot in Louisiana. And
Hold on, the people rejected it, or
the people. And Oregon, they rejected it. So it must have passed in Tennessee. Thank God.
I'm disappointed in all you niggas.
Well, I think Oregon is pretty white. I don't know for sure.
Listen, I mean, Oregon Ducks, Oregon.
Well, every state is pretty white, but I think like relative to the country.
I ain't gonna say every state.
I mean,
There's
the
some
country
states
is
you
like
can go
70%.
in it is more Negroes than it is, you know
No.
what I'm saying, white.
No, the largest black population is Mississippi, and they're only 38% black.
We not.
Woo! Yeah, Oregon is 2.3%.
He said, "Woo!"
Listen, Oregon
Want
is
to move somewhere where you got friends?
Oregon is 2.3% black, 86.2% white.
Oh, that sounds like some Kentucky numbers, but I don't even think Kentucky even that deep.
I don't think it's I'm about to look right here. Kentucky. We got the Google machine up. Might as well use it. Kentucky white population.
I'm just saying, like, you know, you would think
Michigan is 14% black. I know that because of something else I just did recently.
you ratchet mugs around there. Oh, it's a lot of white ratchets in Michigan. Then, if that's the case,
but see, all the black folk is mostly in Detroit. All right, I'm looking at the census.gov for Kentucky. Yeah, you're right. 87% white up in Kentucky.
I believe it.
But y'all 8% black, 8.6% black. So that means y'all got hardly nobody else. 4.2%
They can't be
Latino.
including Fort Knox, as I know. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's okay.
Man.
So hold on. That makes, you know what? That's another episode. I'm gonna leave that shit alone, man.
What's your question? Now I gotta know.
Because I'm just saying, like, you know, when we was younger, they used to say, like, one day minority would be the majority. But shit, the numbers you read, and I don't know how we conquer that.
Well, we're slowly becoming, I think actually the country is a minority majority. Like, meaning that white people not have the plurality in terms of the country, but not the majority of the country. But I think some of that might be due to the territories, like Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. I think like that plays a role in it.
Yeah, it's a little too complicated for my pay grade.
But yeah, man. I mean, so that happened back in April, and yeah, and he's got 6 in this picture of it. Y'all go look it up on Google. It's got 6 members of the what's this called? Sons of Confederate Veterans. Bro, they don't want. Okay. Okay.
Uncle Tom, it's okay.
Man, okay. So, all right, man. What we got next on the docket? So Nick Cannon is supposed to be having baby number 12.
We're really gonna be talking about Nikki.
I mean, y- you want to have a big family, and you got your big family.
Look,
So
hold on,
I
hold on.
figured you're a better expert than me. I
Pause, motherfucker. It's a big difference.
it is a big difference. You got one woman.
I was shooting for a boy.
Hey, you were shooting.
That nigga Nick then shot boys, girls. Let me not even go there, but he might
Don't go
have
there.
some in betweens. You know what I'm saying? Like no,
No, I am. You know what?
there's a difference. He just out here. I don't know if he's just falling into the media. I
See,
don't know if he just Orlando Brown hurt and he just out here for revenge. Like
and that's where, like, to your point there, like, I'm sounding the alarm. I'm concerned.
like what? Why? Like I mean, I get you make a lot of money, but why?
I mean, if you're living a poly lifestyle, that's your business. I'm not judging nobody's business. You can sleep with whoever you want. Your body, your choice. If both of y'all
Poly
get
ain't
down there and do
even
the
really
thing.
about
Wait,
how
wait, wait.
many you
Let me make my
sleeping
point.
with eyes.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. Because if he has like a bunch of women and they're all like in this relationship together, and these women are his wives, or they're going to be his wives, or I mean, whatever, right? If you're making a conscious decision to do this, that's your business. It's not my business, right? My concern is that it's not common to have so many children by so many people in such a short time frame. So I'm just sounding the alarm. Like, there's a whole lot of jokes, a whole lot
And
of memes out
I
there.
agree with you. You know what I'm saying? It's not common. And these Hollywood stars with this money, they do a lot of uncommon shit. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
So that there. But my only real concern is how much could you really give to your kids? Now the beauty of it is a lot of his late kids now are young. So by time it comes to spending quality time and doing with them, he'll probably be retired living off the money he was making back when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, it's just real. Nick gonna always make some money like that. I mean, hell, Drumline gonna keep Nick paid, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the sitcom. I don't know if you call it a sitcom, but Wild Now, you know what I'm saying? And he made plenty of episodes, and that sitcom money, that's different money. Reese Witherspoon said, not Reese Witherspoon, John Witherspoon said that. So,
Hey, you want to know how I figured out the game? I figured out the game about a year or two ago, Wildin' Out. And this is so off topic at this point. But every episode of Wildin' Out, sure, you can watch it on TV on MTV, brand new, right?
yeah.
About a week or so later, all them segments be up on YouTube. And all them segments have ads. He gonna get your money from the cable network. He gonna get your money from the YouTube network. He gonna get your money from the Facebook network. He gonna get your money.
He gonna get your money. I mean, like, regardless. And then I ain't gonna lie.
And
He
he
got a
owns the
radio
show.
station.
He owns the show. It's called Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out.
I mean, to a certain extent, he owns it, but we know how that goes because when you get into Viacom and all them peoples who have the broadcasting rights and what have you, be manipulated and money be took, you know what I'm saying? But as long as they got to
cut out
run
right there
reruns,
again.
I don't know.
It cuts you.
It's been kind of in and out a little on
Yeah.
you and me, so I don't know what's going on today. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as he getting rerun money, like, bruh, he's straight. Like, it's some regular cats that's been on Jerry Springer and Maury that's getting rerun money. I mean, it ain't a whole lot, but just think, if you was the main person, you made multiple episodes,
Yeah.
that rerun money just as good. So,
And
I mean, he pay, his kids pay, he's straight, but the
Yeah.
time aspect is gonna be hard.
Well, I want to go into Trina's comment, because Trina said, "What if this was a lady having different fathers to a dozen kids?" And they be
Now
like,
see,
"Yo, she tripping, she crazy, she crazy, she tripping. What she doing?" You right, Trina, and she be getting called all kinds of. Let's keep it a buck. She be getting called all kinds of
hoes
hoes, whores, sluts, like nasty. She needs to get her checked out, like this, that, and the third.
or we
Nick
might
Cannon,
have a
we making
joke for her.
memes.
I mean,
Which
we might have a joke for it too, because what old boy say in Harlem Nights? He said had this girl one time. You throw a pussy in the air, it's like sunshine. You know what I'm saying? Old boy said, I don't want nothing like that. He said, I do. So, you know what I'm saying? It might be some sunshine pussy. Yeah, you never know, bro. You know what I mean? Like, some women could get away. It ain't gonna be a whole lot. You're right. We're gonna call a lot of them hoes, but sometimes when you see a woman, I ain't gonna lie, it was a woman in Sandusky, and I'm pretty sure you seen her. She was a light-skinned woman. She had probably like 7, 8 kids. You know what I'm saying? A few different baby daddies. She be walking through Sandusky. They be in the malls. They be all over the place. She had like golds in her mouth, whatnot. You know what I mean? From Louisiana. I mean, and folks still hollering at her. Like, I mean, I'm in the mall selling phones, and I'm seeing cats like, hey, so they like, bro, you don't see this train of kids, like, you know, are you my daddy? Like that many kids type shit. Bruh, and cats still hollering. So
I can't think
mean,
of who you're
like,
talking about. I might know who you're talking about, but I sure can't picture it or can't think of her.
bruh,
You ain't gotta say no names.
I ain't gonna say no name. I don't even know if I really remember name, truthfully. But if anybody from Sandusky heard this, they gonna know the light skinned shorty with the goals. Like, she listen. You see her by herself, you wouldn't even think Shorty had 2 kids. I'm talking about she pulling magic out the hat for real. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
But
we gotta move on that one.
I'm just saying though, bro. Like, but for real, cats was still trying to holler. So yeah, Trina. I mean, we just call her a bunch of bad names, but I mean, and then again, you got to also look at the stature of Nick Cannon, Trina. If it was, let's say, matter of fact, and I think only because it's not natural birth, we kind of gave her praise. But shit, Angelina Jolie and all them goddamn kids that she adopted and whatnot. Like, I get giving a better life, but shit, damn, she ran her husband off with all them goddamn kids.
I don't remember nobody making fun of her.
Ain't nobody, but that's what I'm saying. It's because it was adopted and wasn't natural. Let her been popping them out herself. Oh, they be dogging Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
I think the different men part is the part that makes a difference. Because I was thinking about Kiki Wyatt, but I think Kiki Wyatt, like, 'cause she got either baby number 8 on the way, maybe right now. But
Listen,
one, folk don't really keep up with Kiki Wyatt outside the black community. But then for 2, she is with her husband, I think.
I mean, and let's be honest. If a lady, truthfully, if you really break it down, because you know, I got a lot of kids and I'm in a mixed family, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you really take it back, people gonna make mistakes in life.
Right.
So just because a person got a lot of kids, if they start having them early, you're gonna have a situation where it's like, damn, they got all them kids, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, everybody make different mistakes.
Hey, so with that being said, I'm gonna share this real quick story time with your boy. So there was a person that me and Trina used to work with. Trina, don't say no names in the comments. But we was working together. It was my first day. And we were just, getting connected. It was slow in the business. And he said, got a baby on the way. I was like, word? He was like, yeah. It's like, maybe 2. I was like, twins? He was like, no.
Different energy when they tell you if it's twins or if it's not twins.
Different energy, dog. I was like, damn. Man. Like I said, don't say no names, but we know who it
But
is. That's the homie though. Shout out to the
new,
homie. I ain't gonna put his
that's
business
the
out there
new
like all the
meme,
way.
man.
Like, I ain't gonna put his name out there with his business, I should say.
We ain't putting no names, but that's kind of like the new meme. I've been seeing folks say, Oh, my daddy really got 2 kids 8 months apart. Like that's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it wasn't the same woman. Like, it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, wait.
Lord.
You see that comment? She know who I'm talking about.
Hey,
Oh.
like, but it happens in them situations. Like, every situation different.
Right.
When it
most
comes to
definitely.
having kids, you know what I'm saying, it's different. And I can't say, if I had Nick Cannon money, I might be out here shooting clubs up, you know what I'm saying, with no repercussions as well. I mean, heck, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I may
You
be
just
doing
saying
the
that if I
same
had
thing.
money like that, I might be reckless too.
Yeah, I mean, like, we all sit here and pretend, but ain't none of us had that type of money to do reckless type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's easy to speculate and talk down on a person, but I mean, if you had Nick Cannon money, you probably do a lot of dumb shit too. So, you know.
There it is. All right, man. Last thing, a little fun topic. We're going real quick. So
I hope this ain't it.
last year we did for Thanksgiving, we did a Thanksgiving tournament debate way back in the archives. Y'all go check that out.
Man, fuck him in that tournament in
That
damn dresser.
is, listen, he talking that trash, but bro done listened to that episode on his own at least 30 times just to get a good laugh out of it.
And it's kind of funny that, you know, you bring up that episode and we was talking about Soul Men at the beginning and you ain't seen Soul Men. But if y'all want to laugh like you do watching Soul Men, go listen to that episode because I promise you it's just as funny.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
If y'all heard the anniversary episode last week, you heard a couple clips from it. So that whole episode is an hour and a half. We gonna tear your mouth out. Your jaw's gonna hurt in that episode.
Whole bunch of culture in that episode.
Listen to it on Thanksgiving Day, the day before Thanksgiving, while you headed to see your folk, whatever you got to do.
Man, listen on Thanksgiving with your family, bro. Like, y'all want to laugh, y'all want to talk about each other's food and who brought what, because we all know how it is. Hey, who made the dressing this year? Who? Okay, yeah. Nah, I don't want none of that. Let me get some of these right here. So,
but we're gonna do one gotta go. All right. So y'all know the way that we do one gotta go. We're gonna have 4 items. We're gonna save one. Fred will save one. I'll save one. Fred will save another one. I'll save another one. And then we'll have 2 options left between one gotta go. So our options, getting rid of one gotta go. Sweet potato pie, apple pie, banana pudding, or pumpkin pie. So Fred, what's safe for you off the top?
What's safe?
Yeah, what's safe?
Man, my big granny, rest in peace. That sweet potato pie ain't nothing to play with. You hear me? I'm telling you right now, bro. Sweet potatoes that's him. Thanksgiving, that's him.
All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna save the racism. I mean the apple pie. I'm gonna save the apple pie.
You started off on the right foot because I already you kind of just like took everything out of my mouth because I wanted to say, like, anybody here that's worried about that good old pumpkin and apple, y'all in the game with old Brad. I'm telling you right now. He was born in Detroit, but he was raised in the suburbs or something.
Hey,
I don't know.
Don't
I ain't never met
me.
Jessica, but obviously it ain't sweet potato around them parts either.
Listen, apple pie is my favorite pie. Period. Point blank. Apple pie, warm apple pie with some ice cream. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Apple pie is safe off the top for me.
Jr. favorite word?
What'd you say?
What's Bubba Dub Jr. favorite word?
I don't know.
Trash.
Oh, you a fool. You a fool. All right.
You knew it.
Apple pie safe for me. Sweet potato safe for you. What's your number 2 safe?
Dude, they have seasons to make pumpkin spice waffles and pancakes. Trina, call Brad. I'll kick it with you on any other occasion. That is just saying, call Brad.
All right, so you got banana pudding, apple pie, and pumpkin pie left.
Banana pudding. It ain't even no mystery.
All right, banana pudding safe for you. Sweet potato pie is safe for me. So sweet potato pie is absolutely wonderful.
Bruh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, you my dog. I love you to death.
Mm-hmm.
But I love your split white and black personality, boy. It ain't, like, you should have been mixed. That's what you should have been.
I
Like,
should have been mixed.
You would have more fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have to fight for like what come out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You a
if some
fool.
shit come out your mouth, I know, you know, there's some ancestors rolling in their grave talking about this nigga here.
You a damn fool.
It's all good. I love you,
Anyway,
bro.
so one gotta go. For you, it's between apple pie and pumpkin pie.
Listen, and I'm gonna be 100. Y'all might be mad at me. You know, y'all hear this, you might be mad. It don't make me no difference. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pick Brad's old favorite, good old apple pie.
You said an apple pie?
You said one gotta go or one gotta.
One
I
gotta
thought
go.
you was asking safe.
No, one gotta go.
One gotta go. Oh, well, my bad. Let me flip it around. I don't know if y'all seen Bradley's TikTok that he made where he was thugging out to some good old, you know what I'm saying,
like 2 years ago.
Negro spirituals, and he come around with his face, and it was his other side I was talking about on the last item, you know what I'm saying, and he, can I get a pumpkin spice latte, hold the whip, extra stir, 2 creams? I don't know if that was really it, but pretty much he went from NWA to, well, matter of fact, what in the Jamie Foxx show, what Braxton P. Hartnerbrink, that's what he went. There you go. That sound more fitting. He went from everyday, I grew up in Detroit, to Braxton P. Hartnerbrink. So yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to let I go. And the only reason is I have never eaten pumpkin pie intentionally. And if you go back to the Thanksgiving episode, I will tell you how pissed off if I ever think I'm biting into a sweet potato and I get a mouthful of pumpkin. Because it's not gonna be okay. Okay, pumpkin?
listen.
I'm gonna be pissed. I mean, pissed.
So
But you chew up pumpkin pie.
in the interest of full disclosure, the TikTok that Fred is discussing was actually a Snapchat.
Oh, it's a snap. Was that what
I
it
saved
was?
it, and then I
You should
eventually
have put
uploaded
that as
it.
a TikTok.
I bit my tongue. I eventually uploaded it as a reel on Facebook. So you can follow me at Brad Robinson 1986 on Facebook and see it as a reel. And what happened was, this was a Saturday. I'll never forget this. This was a Saturday. I was leaving the gym. This is before I had the current job that I have now. I was working from home Monday through Friday, so Saturdays were my weekends off. Saturday and Sunday weekends off. I would go to the gym on Saturdays. And then while I was at the gym, my wife would say, "Could you get me a coffee, please?" Because the gym that I would go to had a Starbucks in the same plaza. And I was ordering a pumpkin spice latte for my wife with no whip and
With no way.
you got the no whip part right. Now, so that said, with me having pumpkin pie and banana pudding left, now that you know that history, that the pumpkin spice latte was not for me, you will know that banana pudding gotta go, because I don't get down with the texture of the bananas in the banana pudding. I love banana pudding. I love bananas. I had a banana today, but bananas and banana pudding, I can't get down with it. For that reason, banana pudding has to go, and I don't care. And also, I said this last year to Frederick. I'm going to say it again. Black folk, it does not have to be sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie.
Yeah, dude.
We can
Yeah,
have them
dude.
both.
Red coat
We can
versus blue
have them
coat.
both.
Red coat versus blue coat. That's what that is.
So Fred is sending home the pumpkin pie. I'm sending home the banana pudding. Now listen, if you give me some homemade banana pudding minus the bananas, we might have to have a different discussion. We might have to have a
Bruh,
different discussion.
you can get a snack pack probably and just go get you some vanilla wafers to drop in it if that's what you want.
The best part is you said that last year.
Did I? I don't remember that. Did I mean? I feel the same way. At least you know I ain't lied to you.
That boy consistent. That boy consistent.
Yeah, I'm straight up. You know,
So-
it's all about consistency with me.
So a little programming note for those of you. All right. So those
Trina
of you
never
that are
had sweet potato pie.
it's because she
Trina,
white.
I'm mad you did Trina like that, bro. Like that's foul as fuck
Hey.
that you did her like that.
Hey, I
because
think I said this
I
last
wanna-
year.
Listen, I want to send you a real sweet potato pie. I ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, Patty.
Now you can't go to the store. If you can go to a black owned bakery, you can go there.
Even then,
Listen,
it
look,
may be
Trina.
a little suspect.
since you watching Trina, you gotta go find you a black woman that arm look like this. If the arm look like this, if the arm look like that, it's gonna
Bruh,
be a good pie.
you Trina don't even do it. Don't Trina. He ain't lying though, but don't do it. I can't discredit what he said. But because of your journey, I don't want you to go down that rabbit hole with Mr. Bradley.
Fair enough. So
Look, see,
listen,
you be disowned if you chose pumpkin over sweet potato. Thank you, Michelle. Like my
But-
great grandma rolling her grave.
Again-
I said some shit like that.
again, nobody said you had to choose pumpkin over sweet potato. I said you can choose pumpkin and
No, you
Sweet
said that
potato.
last year, and I probably said this too. You was a goddamn lie. You can't, bruh. You can't. For one, they look too close. You can't put them on the same table and tell black folks, "Oh, we got some good sweet potato pie over there and some pumpkin too." Because when they get to the table, they need to know the difference. They gonna ask you. They will interrupt the whole. Hey, which one is which? Y'all just let them sit next to each other.
And look, if you know what you're doing, if you know about both, you'll know the difference. The
Nah,
pumpkin
see,
pie tends to be a little darker.
Mm.
The sweet potato pie is lighter, but it'll have the burnt spots typically.
See, nah, that's nah. See, you start some bullshit, like you know it, because that's not the case. Like they both, especially if you got a southern woman that cook them, they both gonna have them burnt spots. They both gonna have that light golden brown. You know what I'm saying? It's almost how you treat your cornbread. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
pumpkin
you
will
want
be
that-
darker though. The pumpkin is gonna be darker.
I don't know, man.
I
don't know.
do. I eat them both. You don't know. I do know.
But see, I can't trust who you eat them from. Like, I need to know that somebody with a southern foot, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need
Now,
to know
hold
there
on.
was some ancestry chains
Mm-mm.
broken to keep that recipe on y'all table.
I'm not
You
about to
feel
have
me?
you disrespect my mama and my
Nah,
grandmama.
nah, I'm not disrespecting none of your kinfolks, but somewhere you strayed away in life.
You know what? I said this last year. You know who introduced me to pumpkin? You know who introduced me to pumpkin? My ex, the black one. She the one that put me up on the pumpkin.
Listen, I don't know your ex like that, but I'm gonna say birds of a feather flock together.
You know
so,
what?
y'all-
We didn't flock together for too long, so there's
Right, she probably got a white guy now, so it probably makes sense. I'm just,
wow.
Dang, am I right though? Because
Nah.
the way you acting is like he hit it on the nose.
That
But
was just crazy. You just went there.
I'm just saying though, bro, like for real, like
Now we got one viewer.
it ain't. I mean, it's not about race. Like, don't take it wrong, people. But when it comes to
Don't take it wrong.
cooking
Take it wrong
and
person.
in
You
Southern.
chased everybody off. Don't take it wrong, person.
No, other people gonna watch this still, so I don't want them to deter themselves before they get to this point. Because, like, you know, y'all use measuring cups. We use taste. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I've ever had a pumpkin pie to taste versus to measuring cups, it might be different. But let's go ahead and end it on that.
Hell no. All right. So check this out, y'all. Programming notes, right? So those of you that are watching live, you might see the link tree in the comments. Those of you that are listening on your podcast, check out the link tree, right? We have started our Patreon. Our Patreon, for those of you, so there's 3 ways you can support our show. This is how I want to say it. There's 3 ways you can support our show. 1, you can leave us a 5-star review on your on the app that you're listening to for the podcast. Leave us a 5-star review, 5-star rating, write us a review. That's one way you could do it. Another way you can support the show is to share the show. Tell a friend, hey, listen to this show, or watch this clip from social media and follow us on social media. So social media shares, podcast shares, 5-star reviews, and now there's a new way to support the show, and that is going to be through Patreon. So what we're going to do with Patreon is very simple. $5 a month. You're going to get ad-free listening. For those of you that are listening on podcasts, you'll have the option to listen to it without the ads, totally unedited, totally raw. You will have a video option to watch the podcast as well, totally unedited, totally raw. So that means that those of you that traditionally watch us on video, you can join us on Patreon, or you can switch to the podcast. That will be a choice that it's all year long. But check out the link tree, check out the Patreon. We hope that you join us. We're going to have all sorts of feature perks for you, bonus episodes, exclusive discounts on future merch, an ability to take a role into how the show develops with different podcast topics, episodes, things of that nature, being able to be involved in polls that we have. Just click on the Patreon link and see what's all in there. There's going to be a whole lot in there for $5 a month. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. And that's all we got this week. Follow the show at What's Happening, wherever you get your podcasts, WHUSHATTNIN. Follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Fred is Mr.Humble_beginnings on Instagram. He is Fred Scott on Facebook, and we are not using your Twitter. I'm Brad Robinson, 86 on Twitter, Brad Robinson, 1986 on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.